Just look at that crust, hiding a true flavor bomb beneath. Here is a tender, juicy piece of meat, carefully pounded and tightly rolled. Inside lies a hidden treasure. The smoky aroma of bacon mingles with the flavor of wild mushrooms, sweet caramelized onions, and chopped egg. This is exactly what authentic, historical Zrazy looks like. A dish whose history spans 5 centuries. Hello, my name is Johanna. This is the first of 3 videos dedicated to Zrazy and the story of how it came to be. After that, you'll be shown how to make it yourself right at home for your dear family and friends. Ready to taste history? The most beautiful and plausible version of the origin of Zrazy is associated with the Princess of Milan, Bona Sforza. She married the Polish king and Grand Duke of Lithuania, Sigismund I, in 1518. Arriving from Italy, Bona was struck by the conservative nature of the local cuisine, which consisted primarily of heavy meat dishes and porridges. Along with her entourage, she brought along her Italian chefs. They introduced the local nobility to the art of thinly slicing and stuffing meat. It is believed that the prototype for Zrazy was the Italian involtini. Before Bona Sforza, many vegetables such as celery, lettuce, and leeks were uncommon, so she spread not only agricultural norms, but also the culture of eating fresh vegetables among the nobility. Which Italian dish would you adapt for yourself? Perhaps you're really into craft dinner, mac and cheese. Possibly you could make it somewhat healthier. Let me know how you would do this. Often there are more questions than answers, but we know exactly where Zrazy came from. It came from the Polish word zrazu and has a few different meanings, each describing the different stages of preparation. Zrazu is a cutting technique. With one precise movement, the cook cut a thin slice of beef from a single chunk of beef. Zrazu also means immediately or right away. Now back in their day, the heavy roasts took a long time to cook, whereas these new thin slices could be cooked much quicker without a long wait. So the chef only had to zrazu the meat and serve it zrazu. Now I call that 16th century fast food. In the 16th and 17th century, the nobility of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was not just a class, but the highest rung of society, effectively personifying the state itself. Possessing the golden liberty and immense privileges, the nobles also bore the heavy burden of responsibility. The nobility formed the backbone of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth's army. In defense of their rights and lands, every nobleman was obliged to provide a well-armed combat unit at the monarch's first call and personally lead it into battle. It was from the wealthiest gentry that the legendary elite Winged Hussars, the most fearsome and spectacular cavalry in Europe at the time, was formed. A hussar's equipment cost a fortune, and their training began at the age of 5. Can you imagine that? Warfare in these days was a constant and commonplace thing. Living in an empire constantly seeking to expand meant that a peaceful feast on the family estate could be interrupted at any moment by the sound of a battle horn. This imminent danger shaped a unique mentality. Every feast could be the last, so everyone was lavish. Zrazy fit perfectly into this culture, using only the tender cuts of beef, the chef's meticulous slicing, the finest spices, and a filling of wild mushrooms all emphasize the status of the feudal warrior. The noble table captivated guests, and the dish, requiring painstaking labor and the finest ingredients, cemented Zrazy's status as a culinary specialty for the elite. The prestige of this dish was so great that it earned a place at the legendary Thursday luncheons, hosted by King Stanislaw August Polentowski, the last monarch of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. These were no ordinary meals. They were the elite gatherings of the era's greatest minds, where Zrazy was served as a testament of refined taste. But perhaps the most enduring tribute comes from Adam Mickiewicz, the immortal poet claimed as a national treasure by Poland, Lithuania, and Belarus alike. In his epic masterpiece, Pan Tadeusz, he elevates the dish beyond mere substance. In his verses, Zrazy became a living symbol of noble hospitality and the soul of a nation. Let's listen to a short excerpt. They sit down. With a clatter, the tin covers rang, and the bowls steamed abundantly. Zrazy were brought in, wherewith the gentry were to unbuckle themselves. They ate in silence until, when their stomachs felt relief, they began to converse. They began to talk of lawsuits and of local assemblies, of which there had been no word before dinner. Goodbye for now, but stay with us to see how Sergei makes it. You can always learn something new.
Hello, my name is Sergey. Let's dive into Zrazy cooking. Soak dried mushroom in hot water for half an hour. Get rid of the bitter flavor. Chop the bacon, onions, eggs, and mushrooms. Save the mushrooms water to use later. Fry the bacon over medium heat until half the fat has rendered. Add the onion and cook until translucent. Add the sliced mushrooms and cook for 15 minutes. Finally, add the eggs. Stir and remove from the heat. Let the filling cool. For this version, I will take a strip-loin stick, trim off all the fat and slice into 2½ cm layer. Generally, the most iconic cuts for Zrazy were made from beef, venison, elk or bison strip-loin. However, nothing stops you from using pork, chicken or turkey instead. The meat is naturally tender, so I just powder it to flat it out and get more surface area for rolling. Plastic wrap is my secret to cleanliness. Dredge the Zrazy in flour and sear over high heat until browned. Place the Zrazy in the pan and fill it with the mushroom water until they are submerged halfway. The main secret: do everything in one pan. The meat juices have baked to the bottom will dissolve and create the deep flavor in the sauce. Add the salt, cardamom, cloves and bay leaf. After 15 minutes of simmering, the Zrazy are ready. Don't forget to remove all the toothpicks. Serve the Zrazy topped with the rich mushroom and meat gravy. Enjoy! See you soon!